All right, welcome to the Relationship Show. This one writes his post, running out of time. I really need life advice from someone wiser and probably older than I am right now. She's 26. I went through a traumatic breakup during the pandemic and emerged from that into a reality where 80% of my friends and peers are in long-term romantic relationships. What she's doing right here, she is comparing herself to other people. Whenever you do this, you really just get into a pattern of not really being content and not being happy with yourself. Sometimes comparing can be useful for improvement, but usually just temporarily. If you're living in that comparison state and that comparison pattern, often leads to unhappiness. Some of my friends are even engaged now. I've been in 2 serious relationships in my adulthood, but now I'm starting from square zero in a new city this August, getting older every day. So yeah, sometimes you'll see late 20s, early 30s, women start to want to settle down with someone and start a family. She's getting and approaching that age. I have a great family and friends. I am headed to a top grad school in the fall. I'm healthy and have a lot going for me. Great. I mean, you'll probably meet people there at grad school. So, I mean, you're in a good environment, new place, a new beginning. You're in a good spot. I feel ungrateful for being disappointed. So I guess she's like self-punishing or something along those regards. But more than anything, all caps, I want a loving partner and eventually children. So yeah, she's getting to that stage where she's wanting children to settle down. And the fear of dying alone is eating at me. Yeah, and she's only 26, always already thinking about dying. It's like, well, you got time. Even if you don't feel like you do, it's like you have time. You're in a good environment to meet people. I can't imagine feeling fulfilled without these things, and I feel unable to voice that in my social sphere of career-oriented people. So her model of the world right now, so she's like, it has to be this way. I have to have a husband, family, have my life together, and it's not where I don't have that. And so whenever you're in that zone, it's like you start to feel pain on where you're at. Sometimes that can motivate you to change and, get a relationship or get a family or get into that environment, make it real. Or sometimes you just need to change your shoulds or your model of the world to say, oh, maybe it's not real. I don't really need that right now. Or, those are really your 2 options. Change how you think and your expectations, or you change your reality. But if you don't, you're going to experience pain when you're experiencing a life that you don't feel like it should be at. Did any of you feel this way in your mid to late 20s? How did you cope with the psychic isolation other people paired up? I'm not sure what you're referring to with the psychic isolation. How would you frame this for a stressed out younger person, and what would you suggest doing? So you might be also going through emotions of, well, you just got out of a relationship that failed. Now you feel bad about it. You're thinking about it, think about how it failed. Now you're thinking, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not good enough to be in a relationship. I failed this other time, and you're focusing on the negative. And then, so I would say keep focusing on your career. It seems like you have a mission. You're getting your master's. So it's like, well, when you're focused on that, you're just naturally going to meet and come in contact with people that have similar interests when you're in those similar locations. And just start talking to people, have good conversations, socialize with people. And eventually you'll find someone. Get into that pickup phase, make it easy for guys that you like to set dates with you. And then just have fun on dates. So it's just like, man, that should be your main focus, is have fun on the date. And then just progress and progress and progress. And then, keep working on yourself and get to the point where you do meet your criteria on how you think life should be.